to see you cry. I never listen to your tears and praise. Oh, no.
Hey guys, I apologize in advance because I do not have my tripod with me right now, so I'm going to try to set this up in the most stable way possible. However, I wanted to do a little demonstration of shrinking a vinyl head. I just have some advice before we get to that. As you can see, this head is freshly cleaned, but it is stained. Be very careful when it comes to any red pigment that isn't just pastels. I did this face up when I was still kind of experimenting with doing face ups on vinyl heads, and I was using a lot of red paint. And I've noticed that regardless of how well sealed the doll is beforehand, for some reason, red paint stains vinyl really easily, and I have not had that problem with any other pigment. Even pigments significantly darker. So I just wanted to tell you guys, but basically, why I'm making this video in actuality is because I've never seen it demonstrated on a Dolphy Dream. I have seen doll head shrinking described. The process is actually quite simple. It's just a very intimidating seeming process, and I'm a very visual learner, so I need a video. Okay guys, so here's the setup. Ignore the fact that this is definitely propped on my toaster. Here I am. I've got the head cap, and the acetone. What you're gonna need is some type of glass container. I'm gonna be using a mason jar. Just make sure that you're using something that is glass. I have used plastic in the past to soak things with acetone, and I have never had it melt, but there's always a potential for it melting. Since I'm soaking both the head and the head cap, I'm going to be using 2 of them. Also, make sure you have plenty of mason jar lids because you're most likely not going to want to use them for food after this. That's my best guess, but I wouldn't do it. You're also going to need a little bit of water just to dilute it slightly. Going to do the exact same for the other. Make sure that they are level. It's not perfect, but that's fine. So it turned this diabolical murky color. I have no idea why. I'm gonna ignore that. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't ignore that, but I'm going to. Doesn't smell any stronger than it did before, so that's a good sign. Okay, after some finagling, I got it in there. It's 98% pure acetone, so I don't really know why it turned very murky as soon as it got added to the water, but here we are. Silly me, it turns out I didn't have enough acetone for the head cap. So that might be a later endeavor. I used a whole bottle for this. So let's hope that this works. You need to let it soak for a full 48 hours. But other than that, yeah. Hello, welcome back guys. So I have my tripod and a new setup. I wanted to update you on the head experiment. It's been about 4 days since I filmed the first part of this video. So it has been a full 48 hours for the drying time of the head, and as you can see, there's like a nice little lump on this thing now because of the way it shrunk. I don't know if that's gonna change. We're gonna ignore that and just carry on with our process. The head is slightly misshapen on the top, but I think with another soaking that's probably gonna fix it, and even if it doesn't, this is just a little experiment after all. The head has definitely shrunk. I'm going to be refilling this with acetone. The This time I'm not going to be watering it down either. I'm going to be using the full force acetone. I'm very happy because I got plenty more of this acetone. So I can just keep on doing this experiment. I can shrink this head as much as I want. Now I'm just going to let that sit for another 2 days. Once that has been completed, it will be time to start soaking the head cap. So yeah, that is all for the updates. As of right now, I will see you guys in another 48 hours. Alrighty guys, so ignore the fact that my workspace is a disaster. I have been up all night doing face-ups and stuff. I haven't slept yet. Anyway, I wanted to show you how much the head has shrunk. I'm not going to show the head cap yet. I've already tested it and it fits, even though I had to stagger the soaking times. Here is my, it's either 48 or 50 centimeter Obitsu head. And this is the shrunken head next to it. They are almost the same size. The Volks heads are just going to be a little rounder on the top. The head backs are slightly more dome shaped. I do believe that this head will take a slightly larger wig size, maybe one size up, just because of the shape of the skull, but the faces themselves are the same size at this point. So I'm really happy. I have not obviously installed her head onto the Obitsu body yet, and that's because I want to give her a face up and I wanted to show you the progress so far. I've also got her cleaned up and wiped off from any residue left over. She is nice and ready for her makeover. So I wanted to update you and show you the final reveal of the shrunken head. So here she is. A good look of the face up that I did. And I will show you how she looks standing up so you can get an idea of her proportions. Take her hood down. She ended up turning out really well. The head fits on the body perfectly. The only problem I had was getting the little neck mechanism installed on her head. That's kind of a challenging thing for me anyway. But other than that, it was really easy to put this head on this body. I think the experiment turned out pretty successful, especially since I really like this size. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing this process, and
I never stop to see you cry. I never listen to your tears.